and welcome to another edition of Mind the Gap. This is a weekly broadcast program on Consumer Alert TV that helps draw attention to everyday avoidable gaps in customer service delivery with the overall aim of helping to strengthen existing relationships between brands and their consumers. I am Iremofe Kofoworola. On this edition of the program, we would be examining the subject customer satisfaction in promoting brand loyalty. Before I introduce to you our guest, let me give a brief background to our discussion. It is Customer Service Week and the theme this year is Mission Possible. Globally, this period is an international celebration of the importance of customer service to consumers. Not just consumers, this week also focuses on those who serve and support customers on a daily basis. One of the goals of customer service is improving customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is the evaluation of a customer's experience of how well a company's product or service meets or surpasses a customer's expectation. It is the degree to which consumers are happy after their experiences with a brand. Today we shall welcome on board my guest, Mr. Muiz Akinwunmi, Senior Cinema Manager, Film House Cinema. And thank you for joining us, Mr. Muiz Akinwunmi. It's good to have you on the show this
Good
afternoon.
afternoon. It's good to
Yeah,
be
and
here.
I must say, yeah, thank you so much. I must say, good to have you on board and happy customer service week.
Well, thank you so much. Happy customer service week back to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. So to begin with, we are talking about customer satisfaction, and I know you work in a very sensitive sector. When it comes to cinema,
Sure.
Film House is a big cinema in Nigeria and one of the top five
One of the
leading
leading
cinemas in
brands.
Nigeria. Yes, and you work in that sector and it's very sensitive. People come to you, render service to people, they come to watch movies, and at the end of the day, it's either they are satisfied or they are not satisfied.
Yeah,
And looking at the fact
definitely.
that it's customer service week, we always say customers are king. So that brings me to this question: that how well can customers be satisfied with an interaction with a brand or company's products or services? How well can they be satisfied?
So, thank you for that question. I think when it comes to, I would like to break it down and go back a little bit because I am
Yeah.
someone who studied marketing, and like you said, customer is actually the king. Most times, I jokingly
Hmm.
tell my team, if no customer is coming in, it means we are not going to be getting paid. It's actually a joke,
Hmm.
but then it is actually the
Hmm.
fact. If you don't have anybody walking into your outlet, patronize whatever it is that you're doing, there is no way you're going to be getting revenue. So that is where that saying of customer is the king comes in.
Hmm.
Now, for the interaction with a brand, how well satisfied they are, it depends on what you are offering the customer. How are you able to get
Hmm.
into the customer's mind? How are you able to make them
Hmm.
feel like they are part of you? For instance,
Hmm.
one thing which we do in Film House, which I've not seen in any other brand, not to brag about Film House, is we take our time, we segment each market, we look at what each market is doing, we look at how we can offer better value. Recently, we
Hmm.
showed for cinemas, we've only been showing Nollywood, Hollywood, Hollywood. We started with Nollywood, then we diverged into Hollywood. And recently we started showing Bollywood, that's Indian movie. And we got that we have the communities in Nigeria that want their content brought to the cinema. And most recently we
Hmm.
showed Demon Slayer. It was like one of the biggest anime that came out. And we got to, in fact, when we programmed this movie on our schedule for the week. Immediately we scheduled it and we posted it out on our social media. We got sold out. It was massive.
Wow.
A watch party was aired. So it goes to show how much you do enough research about your customer and you give them what they want. It means they will definitely be satisfied and another taking feedback. you should always ask for feedback on how well you are doing and what you think you should do better. Even though you try to get into the mind of the customer through so many activities and all, if you don't ask the customer sometimes, you are not able to get what they want. You just keep playing around and guessing around.
Hmm. That's so powerful. Thank you for that illustration. And one key thing I got from that is you trying to understand the needs of your customers, and you have to be very big on feedback, because without feedback, there's no way you can actually get to know what their needs are. And over time, with the kind of demographics we have, the needs of, because of the evolving market dynamics, the needs of customers or consumers, it changes over time. So this brings me to
Yes,
the next
definitely.
question. What factors primarily determine customer satisfaction?
Okay, so for me, most times, we have different things that people like to put together. But for me, quality of the service that you give, the value that guests are getting. Sorry, I will not be calling customers customers. And few months we like to call customers guests because we feel when we are calling you customer, you just feel like "Ugh, it's a normal thing. But when we call you a guest, we make you feel
Hmm.
welcome. We make you feel more at home. Because when you're expecting a guest in your house, you're like, oh, I'm expecting the guest. I'm going to clean everywhere. Everywhere will be top notch. Everywhere will be clean. So if I switch to guest just now, I'm still referring back to the customer. So the factors that
That
determine
is
customer
allowed.
satisfaction. Thank you. So the factor that determines customer satisfaction, even for me as a person, is the value I am getting for my money, the quality of service I am getting, the reliability of that service, and the empathy. Because I can tell you that most brands in Nigeria, they are not empathetic. Mm. Even though I studied marketing, even though I'm in the customer service world, I'll tell you that most times you forget the fact that we are all humans. Things happen. A paying customer is easy to get angry because one thing which I am paying for, I don't want to do this thing. I don't. And for cinemas, for instance, I have TV in my house. Yes, I may not be able to stream that particular movie at that time, but it will still come out. I have TV in my house, but I want to come to the cinema where I know there is AC, where I know it is being played at the time it's supposed to be played. So the thing is, there are times when we we have issues, we have breakdown, AC, the content is not playing when it's supposed to play. We've not notified, people are coming and they are angry. Once you are able to get them to see things from your perspective, listen to them, see things from your perspective, and make them, we are so sorry, this is not what we represent. These people will understand you. Once you're empathetic enough and you give them value for their money, there are times when we have little issues, and the first thing that just comes to my head, please, let's just do a popcorn refill for everybody.
Hmm.
It's not like popcorn is a big deal to the guests.
Yeah.
But for you getting that popcorn, it's like, okay, this person is thinking and they want me truly satisfied. So once I get value for my money, once I see the quality of your service, and I see how empathetic you are good to go with me.
Hmm, interesting one out there. And I must say that you are really doing justice to this, because, most companies are just saying customer service week. And at the end of the day, when you try to check out the quality of customer service they give their customers, I mean, or let me use your word, guest. So most of the times, when you see the quality of service they give their guests, you're like, oh, it's not really encouraging and welcoming at all. So, like you said, I love the fact that you at Film House you see your customers as your guests, because, like you rightly said,
Mhm.
and I'll use your analogy. When you are expecting a guest, what you do is you ensure that the atmosphere is conducive. Um,
Yes.
the guest feels welcomed at home, so that is very good, and that way is going to enable you to put in the work. And you said something earlier on that lack of empathy is one of the reasons several companies do not ensure that their customers are satisfied. And one of the striking things you said again was that you as a business, let me use that, you try to see things from the perspective of your guest. You understand? Because when you try to
Yes.
understand what their needs are, their pain at that time, you can you can put yourself in their shoes, and you get to satisfy their needs and provide solutions to whatever
Definitely.
challenges they may be facing. So that is why I want to ask you now, because he said some of these companies or organizations, they lack empathy. Then why is it so that some Nigerian companies, they are not competitive when it comes to satisfying customer needs? Because if they truly understand that customers, without them, you made mention of the fact, and I love what you said initially. You said you jokingly say to your colleagues that, once you don't have customers, or once the guests are not coming, there's no way you'll be paid. That means it's going to affect your revenue generation even as a company. So why is it then that
Definitely.
companies do not, bother about being competitive with satisfying their customer needs?
So one thing I will say is some companies are customer centric. So when you are
Hmm.
profit centric, all you care about is the transaction and the money that is coming in. But when you are
Hmm.
customer centric, it means you are focusing on your customer to you. Let's eat your food. Your food is fantastic. I'll tell one or two persons. But if I come to your place and your food is terrible, I'll tell 1 million people. I'll keep telling people to not come back. So one problem which I think most Nigerian companies are facing is they are looking at the picture of the profits without thinking about the
Hmm.
customer. Because now at the end of the day, they'll tell you, oh, I spent so much, the economy is so terrible on me, I'm being charged in dollars, I have to pay government regulation, I have to do this, I have to do
Hmm.
that. The customer don't care. I'm sorry, that's what I tell people most times. When I go to where I receive service and it's not there, I'll tell you, it's not my problem. It's you that decide that you want to open this thing. So if you are going to be
Exactly.
opening, you
Hmm.
should give me the best of it. And then another
Hmm.
thing which I think most people don't put into play that is making them not to be able to close that gap is they don't take feedbacks. There is no feedback.
Hmm.
Most companies don't. They don't even are the loudest voice back. You don't train your staff regularly on handling customers, on how to make sure that they feel at home, or you don't even look at it that this way that we are doing this thing, is there a better way to do it? To self-service, our uptime, should we give our staff, our team members an allocated time that they should that they should attend to somebody? These are little trainings that will
Hmm.
get you up there without you making it look like you are not caring about your customers. And then
Hmm.
feedback is big in the business. Once you're able, you can just ask, you can randomly ask, so what do you think of our service, how do you think we can do better? You can, thank God we now have social media, you can post this thing on social media, feedback from people. And once you get this feedback and you share it, before you know it, you are up there for your customers.
Yeah. Hmm. Interesting one there. And I really understand the fact that you made mention of a very big word, being customer centric. Because at the end of the day, it is very important that you put your customer first. And that is why I think most um, companies, they have not really become so competitive when it comes to this. And also, they are more focused on the profit they want to make at the end of the day. And there's something like you said, if your food tastes well and you get premium service, I mean, yeah, the word of mouth, it has a way of, even going where the company cannot get to. It is true referral. Oh, I enjoyed that service. I enjoyed the service, that you get to, tell more people about it. So I want to ask, and we would want to know, because I'm quite sure viewers too, and their brands would want to focus more on customer satisfaction. So how can attention and assurance play a crucial role in ensuring customers satisfaction? You made mention of the fact that, okay, yes, I'm paying for the service, but how can the attention I get now at the end of the day? Because sometimes if you look at it, somebody might say, okay, I was not really well attended to, and you talk about the key role of training in all of these things. So how can the assurance that, okay, I'm going to get premium service or products from a brand, how can that attention and the assurance play, crucial role in ensuring customer satisfaction?
Myself as to be attended to. One thing which we do is to ensure that each of our team members focus fully on the guest in front of them. Because imagine you go out to a service place, a place where they offer service, and you are standing there and like, I'm going to be using the booker for this point of to prove this point. Most times when you go to a local booker to get food, you have to be the one to go and get the plate yourself. You have to be the one to
Exactly.
um start hustling the food. You have to be the one to shout over. You have to stretch the plate. One thing which we moved, why you see most places where they do fine dining, once you sit down, someone is already coming, they are bringing a tab, they are showing you what they have, they are telling you to take your time to make your choice. While you are making up your mind, they are bringing a cocktail or water or just something to make you calm. So this attention helps the customer to feel valued, because once you get to a
Mm,
place where you feel valued, forget it, you are at rest. And one thing which
mm,
most of these organizations do is they want you to spend, it's not like they don't know what they are to feel. One thing is when you focus, man, they feel at home and they even spend more. They go out of their way. That is why you see them that sometimes when they're like, oh, I love the way this team member attend to me. I need to tip this team member. I need to write a feedback. We've seen instances where people go online on Twitter, on X, on Instagram, on Facebook, or even on their WhatsApp status, and they just write beautiful things about the company. I've had
yeah.
people reach cinemas, just go, now that guy did this cinema, they go there, because they'll know that the attention I'll make sure that we give them is different. We will definitely always go the extra mile.
Mm. I love that. I mean, going the extra mile, and that is very powerful. And at the end of the day, what matters is your customer satisfaction. Because if I, as a consumer of a product or service, if I am, 100% satisfied, definitely I'm going to refer other people, to your brand or to your product. And we will be going on a short break now. But when we come back, I'll try to look at a tweet that you actually tweeted, and that was very insightful because when I saw it, I was like, "Wow, this is brilliant. This is deep," and it encompasses a lot of elements in that tweet. So this is getting very insightful, and I'm quite sure personally I am learning a lot, and viewers also are learning a lot. But don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this break.
Hey there, do you know in the world today, everyone is a consumer, and as consumers, we all have the right to be heard.
In Nigeria today, as a consumer, you have all right to product information, right to fair pricing, right to return goods, right to product labeling, right to fair dealings, and a lot more.
Well then, have you heard about the new media channel?
Consumer Hala TV.
Consumer Hala TV.
Consumer Hala TV.
At Consumer Hala TV, our goal is to inform and educate consumers in Nigeria with insightful news alongside development within the fast-paced world of consumers through well-researched, specialized, and analytical content.
Our vision at Consumer Hala TV is to create an engaging platform that provides right connections for meaningful brands in Nigeria, thus creating a more caring world for consumers where business thrive.
And guess what? Our Consumer Alert brand is the first consumer complaint resolution portal in Nigeria, powered by a 72-hour feedback mechanism. We offer consumer advocacy, informative talk shows, branding promotions, advertising, and lots more. Connect with us via our YouTube channel at Consumer Alert TV. Follow us on our Facebook page, Consumer Alert TV, our Instagram page, Consumer Alert TV, and do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscription is free. Consumer Alert TV. At Consumer Alert TV, you deserve to be heard.
At Consumer Alert TV, you deserve to be heard.
And welcome back. If you are just joining us, you are watching Mind the Gap, and we are discussing customer satisfaction in promoting brand loyalty. And before the break, I had with me Mr. Muiz Akinwunmi, who is the senior cinema manager at Film House Cinema. And I mean, this has been an insightful discussion as we are looking at how we can promote customer satisfaction basically. And Mr. Muiz, thank you for being with us, and it has been an insightful moment. And you know, you made mention of so many things before the break, and I would want to know how you personally you've ensured that whenever there is any complaint from customers who aren't satisfied, you know, sometimes no matter what you do, no matter how you've gone out of your way, no matter how customer centric you are, there would be some gaps sometimes that you need to bridge as a result of one error or the other that occurs in the course of service. So how do you personally ensure that you handle complaints of customers who aren't satisfied with your services? I mean your guests now.
Thank you for using our trademark. I will need to charge you for that. So anyway, one thing is there is something which we use in film house. It is called the last approach. That is, you listen, you apologize, you solve, and you time to like, I believe you to handle every issue that comes. And most times when this thing is becoming loud and noisy, we quickly they reach out to either the team lead or the manager or me. But you know, once I see things like that going out of, and one is trying to escalate, I walk up to them, I pull them aside, and then I listen. I make sure I listen, because one thing is, you have to listen well, hear from the point of view of the guests, even whether the guest is right or not. Hear from their point of view. Never put, never throw your guest under the bus, and do not throw your team member under the bus. But please make sure you listen
Another
well to
point.
what is happening. Once you listen, you apologize. First things first, apologize. You know, like most times they'll tell you to never tell an angry person to calm down. Tell the person to calm down. Let them pour out their chest. And while you are listening, make sure you are listening attentively. Like, don't just hold your arms. You know, we have their body language. I don't want to go into all that. It's training which we give our team members. Their body language is someone that is angry. You don't look impatient, you're not in your time, you're not folding your arms over your chest like, okay, I'm waiting for you to finish. You calm down to listen. You don't pocket, you don't put your hand in your pocket, because you know I'm complaining to you. Why is your hand in your pocket? I'm not paying your salary. Why is your hand in your pocket? You don't put your hand in your pocket. You have to be in a proper relaxed position. You are listening, you are nodding your head at intervals. Okay, I get, you know, so that the person will know that you are following what it is that you are saying. After that, you apologize on behalf of your team. You apologize on behalf of your brand. Okay, this is not who we represent. This is not what we are. These are, then you give solutions. These are what I think we will do. This is how we will get back to you. The way I go the extra mile is I always take, I always give them my number. I take their number. I We had issues of the lights went off in the screen, in the full screen, and we had to go in to apologize to the entire people. We offered them to watch another movie as a complimentary movie. And then we told them to come back another time to come and see that same movie. So that means you are getting double value. We've had instances where something will just happen. We just tell me, okay, refill everybody's popcorn. Yes, the company is running at a loss, but at the same time, we want to keep these people coming. We want that when they go out to say, okay, I visited Film House Lere and it just happened, but the way the manager handled it, it made me feel okay, it's where I want to keep coming to. So you listen, you apologize, you solve, you thank, and then the last thing is always follow up, always reach out, always you can get their number, you can reach out to them after the movie is over. What is your overall movie experience? Are you going to be coming back to us? Is there something which you think you need to do better? Is there something which to do to avert this kind of situation? On the long run, you are making the guest to give you instances of to make it to avert happening again.
Thank you so much for that. I mean, that was really elaborate, and you really, um, delve so much into that, explaining how it works and all that. Now, let us look at it now in this way, because we are looking at how customer satisfaction can promote brand loyalty. Because at the end of the day, if, for instance, I come to Film House and I'm satisfied with the services rendered, I mean, I become a loyal customer at the end of the day. Now, what is brand loyalty, and how can customer satisfaction build brand loyalty? So that is like two questions in one. I have two questions
In
in
one.
one there. What is um, brand loyalty, and how can customer satisfaction build brand loyalty?
Okay, so simply put, brand loyalty is when a guest or a customer, as you put, like a guest, like prefers you above every other person. You know, in consumer behavior, which is something which you do as a active asanas and these people name of that company. Now, um the brand loyalty comes from when you have built off in such, you have positioned yourself in such a way in the mind of the customer that they will not go anywhere else, irrespective of whatever prices you charge. And I'll be using my personal life and then my professional life as an example. Over, let's say 15 years, I've been babbing from one person. It's not because this person is the best barber, but it's my own best. It's someone that I believe that he will not cut rubbish. Even if I go there on a bad air cut, on a bad air day, he will still give me the perfect cut that will come out, and I'm like, okay, I like what he did. And I've been the same person. I've had friends who cut hair. I'll tell them no, I don't want.
Mm.
I've I've even I worked with me gift voucher. Then my barber will beat me. I love the way they cut my hair. So with your services, go and publicize you outside. Even if you charge far below, they would be the one that will still come back and tell you, okay, no, I'm used to this place. Same thing with where the cinema I am currently. I know someone that has been in cinema since 2018. And when I resumed there, I saw him like, you don't go to any other cinema. He's like, no, he's used to this place. Same way I've had people that came from my previous place and are here too. And then when I asked them why, they said whenever they go there, they don't like the way they treat them, probably because you are not there, or probably because of the trainings that they don't get. Because for you to get your guests to be addicted to your brand, you have to consistently train your team. You have to make them know the value of the customer. Like I in my first session, once your team members understand the fact that it is these people that are paying, they will not joke with them. They will not come and be like, "Ugh, oh, how much is this person spend? This person just buys only 5,000 naira ticket. This person will buy only drink of 1,000 naira. If you get 100 people that are spending 1,000 naira, you've made money. If you don't get 100 people that don't spend 1,000 naira, you've not made money. And at the end of the day, they will just wake up and they'll be like, why do you even have 35 people on your team? Use it to 10. I think if I that analogy. So the best you have the right team. Why?
Hmm. Thank you so much for that. And I just know that having the right team is very important. So I'm going to really cite your tweet now, and because I made mention of the fact earlier that it was very insightful. Reading it, I had to take everything word for word, and I'm like, this is really coming from a professional perspective, a professional point of view. So I would want to say, why we look at the tweet now that is being displayed here, you talk about customer service week and the team which is mission possible, and you look at it from the world of cinema, and you talk about the fact that it is not just about the customers, also it is about everyone involved, everyone who serves, even from the cleaners to all your team members and everyone. And I could see this picture also involving everyone that's rendered one service or the other at the cinema. So looking at that now, and I would want to say that it is a beautiful one, it is deep, and coming from the hospitality sector, because it is a whole lot of work to be done. So looking at the customer service week now, what advice do you have for brands, for companies in different sectors, not just hospitality, across boards? What advice do you have for them? Because this week is very important. People will shout customer service, customer service. At the end of the day, nothing is seen, no progression with their customer service. So what advice or what message do you have for companies in general?
Okay, so the I would have for companies is, yes, it's customer week, but we keep making the mistake of how how it should be celebrated. Customer service week ought to be celebrating we not. I saw a tweet about that an HR posted. I would still post and elaborate on later. It's talking about customer service week talks about the people behind the scene.
Hmm.
Yes, every day we wake up, we attend to customers. That's why, if you look at what I tweeted, I was basically celebrating my team. I was celebrating the
Exactly.
hospitality people, the people that wake up in the morning. When I tell you that it is not easy, there are days that this is when every point of sales is uh, movie decides not like every city the AC decides to pack up. How do you get into people go in there? Or instances of when there was a time that we consistently had light issues that people even started saying, more even now, even if not, I feel for my just because we are when hot, you need to find something to do. What do we do? There's like little to nothing that we could do at that point. But to to get these things to work out, to get everything to balance well, what company needs to do look at is better packages for their team, because at the end of the day it is the team that is doing it. Celebrate your team,
Exactly.
reward them for the hard work, and feel valued,
Mm.
because yeah, I am the I am like the key that holds the entire organization, because yes, I am like the head over them. But the thing is, I cannot be the one that will clean, the one that will sell, I cannot be the one that will welcome. So I step into that role. People that do it feel like you are doing.
Mm. So thank you for that. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you for that. And one of the most important things you've said, I mean, you've said a whole lot. Everything is important, but one of the striking things rather is made mention of the fact that teamwork does the job. It is not just a personal effort.
Mhm.
It's all about teamwork, and that you tweeted that in that tweet. You mentioned that resilience and teamwork, these are very important tools when it comes to ensuring that customers are satisfied. So, and I love the fact that you celebrated your team members, because not everybody does that. At the end of the day, you just believe that, oh, as long as the goal is achieved, the work has been done, then it's just believe that that is just it. But little things like that, it encourages them to do more. You understand? So now, on a final note, as I allow you to go, um, what benefits now? Because we've talked about customers, we've talked about even the team. We've mentioned how the team plays, crucial role in ensuring that the customers are satisfied. So now, in the general scheme of things, what benefits does a company enjoy when customers are satisfied?
Nobody, you get more money, you get free customers coming in. So on a lighter note, if you get satisfied customer means they are lesser competent to, you have lesser headache. In fact, you see customers fighting your battle. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
instances where issues and see them, they know. You see these people, they are not like for my hand.
Mm.
Suggest that once you have the satisfied customer, it gives you word of mouth. Word of mouth drives up your revenue. It puts you in the map. You are getting people come in. It reduces even of your what how much of marketing. Because imagine if, let's say, you already have, out of 1,000 people that have cinema, you already have 500 satisfied customer. 500 satisfied customer tell two people. That means the next time you are going to be getting 2,000 people coming in. So
Yes,
once you train
yes.
your people to see that these 2,000 people from the 500 people that were satisfied, once you're able to 2,000 people, it means you get, keeps increasing, your revenue keeps increasing, but what should not reduce is the service you are giving. So the more
Mm.
people that comes in because of their brand loyalty, the buyer gets set 50 people, the allocated time to attend to each guest is 5 minutes. We tell them is 3 minutes. But there are people that would come and they will spend 10 minutes. You cannot pursue them away. Just make sure that they leave your front satisfied. It means that you keep training them. That is where the training comes in, because we do constant retraining on customer service. Every day we learn something, we hear something new. Every day there is a better way to attend customer and make them feel well. So overall, once the customer is satisfied, once there is brand loyalty, there is more money for you. There is generation in week out. I put my chest up and I tell them that in West Africa I am always number 5. I am aiming for number 1. I'm not number 1. I have to fight CM, I have to fight with Ebony, I have to fight with even few months. I am
Mm. Wow.
they have everything. And I'm number 5, top 5 most visited in West Africa. Yes, we can always do better. Yes, okay. I think as at this
Exactly.
month, I'm currently number 4. As at when I check, I was currently number 4. So we are trying to inch up higher. It means I have to not just, it has not to just be a me thing. I have to keep sharing these reports. I share the report with the
Exactly.
team, they see where we are. So it makes them proud. It makes them feel okay. If we are doing this, we
At the end of the day, you achieve a whole lot together.
can share
Exactly.
easily achieve a whole lot. And everybody is smiling.
Yes. I intentionally asked that question because at the end of the day, companies also need to know that it is not just about their customers, they also make profits, and it actually puts the company or brand on a very global map. Let me just use that word. I mean, I wish you could go on just, but the time is fast spent, and we've learned so much, and this is all we can expound on today's edition of Mind the Gap. And I'm so happy across from the bottom of my heart, I'm so happy that you could join us today and shed more light on this topic. It's a very powerful discussion, and once again, happy customer service week to you and to every customer out there. Thank you so much for your time. I really
Thank you.
appreciate. And
So
this is all we take on today's edition of Mind the Gap. And if today is the first time of watching, I'm quite sure you've learned one or two things. But do well to subscribe to all our social media platform. On YouTube, subscribe so yeah you can always get notified, and follow us on all social media platform. I am Iremofe Koforola. Till I come and grace your screen the next edition. Bye for now.